Yo, what's good, everybody? This is your boy Tony Medina coming to you with Just the What Tony. And today I want to talk to you guys about a young boy. You see, this young boy had to put up through a lot of things in his childhood. He had a brother with anger issues. He had a mother that was going through a lot of stress and a lot of mental things. He had a father that wasn't the nicest, and yeah, um, he had a lifestyle surrounding him that wasn't the greatest, and he had to go out and do what he had to, and he had to go out and feel like he didn't belong anywhere that he went, and he had to go out and he had to do everything that he wanted to do for himself and even for his family, because his family wouldn't or couldn't or didn't know how or didn't want to or didn't have the means to do so. So he always took it upon himself to go do what he wanted to do. And he was going to strive and fight for it because he knew that with his own ability and with his own power, he could go do anything that he wanted to do. And they kept telling him that he had to go to school. And they kept telling him that he had to go out and he had to go and study and he had to go and learn and he had to go and be the top of his class and he had to go and follow his brother's footsteps and he had to do just like his brother did and he had to go and pass every single grade and have every single teacher tell him that he was the absolute best. And then he had to go to high school, go through high school, he had to do sports in high school, he had to graduate with good grades. He had to end up getting accepted to a really good school. And then he had to go do all that and leave all his passion and leave all his hope and all his dreams behind. And then he kept going through life, taking one hit at a time, taking one hit at a time, letting him come, letting him come. And he gets to the point in fifth grade where he's just irritated and he's just over it and he just can't anymore. And he says, fuck this, whatever. It's whatever. Keeps battling through life. Goes through sixth grade. He's in a brand new atmosphere. Has absolutely no idea what's going on in high school. In middle school. And he gets bullied on and bullied on and bullied on. And then in the next year, he gets bullied on so much that he gets to the point where he has scissors at school and it just happens to cross his mind that when somebody's doing something to him, he was going to go ahead and use these. And so he gets troubled and he gets expelled from school. And so he takes one other hit at a time, another hit at a time. He gets homeschooled for a year, isn't allowed to see any friends, is homebound, can't do shit. That whole year comes around and he goes back to school, but nobody wants to hang out with him because he's the troublemaker. So he hangs out with the wrong crowd. And he starts smoking. And he starts drinking and he starts doing shit that he shouldn't. And he goes on the next year. And his friends and him are doing stuff that they shouldn't. Doing drugs that they shouldn't. Or being rebellious or doing everything that they should. And then he goes to high school. And in high school, it's a little different. The game's a little different. The hoods are a little different. Everything's a little different. But he starts paddling. And he's always been quite good at school, but he never really gave a fuck about it. So he's just going through freshman year, breezing through it. Kind of not doing what he has to get an A. Always is happy with a C. So that's exactly what he does. And he just floats through school. And then he meets a girl. And this girl gives him hope. And this girl energizes him. And pumps him up. And teaches him that he's worth something. And teaches him that he can do whatever he wants to. And whatever he sets his mind to. And takes care of him. And then they finally get together. And the little kid's stupid ass happy. But then, as time goes by, it's whatever. It gets worse and worse for him for some reason. And he ditches the girl. No longer in the game. No longer has a girl. No longer has really his friends. Because when he was with his friends, they didn't have his girl. And then he lives at home with his dad that doesn't talk to him. That's in his room all day. And he just kind of stays in his room all day and doesn't do anything. And he doesn't feel loved, and he doesn't feel cared for. And he feels lonely, and he feels lost, and he feels scared. And he has absolutely no direction in life. And so his default is to go military. Because in military, it's all about standing for the brother to your right and to your left. It's all about caring for the person behind you. It's all about caring for the person in front of you. It's all about love. It's all about family. It's all about honor. And that's all he's really wanted. Love, respect, honor. And so he wants to do it. And so he joins sports so that he can get ready. And he does football. And then he breaks his foot. And it's a slight setback, but it's okay. So he joins wrestling. And he starts to wrestle. But his foot never really quite healed properly. And then his foot is just fucked again. So he can't do sports anymore. Senior year comes along. And now he can't do military. The one thing that he's been hoping and dreaming and relying on. And he has to go to school. So he goes to his freshman year of school. And he just kind of takes it day by day. Still doesn't like school. But his only other alternative is work. So he works, and he works, and he works, and he works, and he works. And he's going to school, and he's working, and he's going to school, and he's working. And he's volunteering, and he's doing this, and he's doing that. And little by little, he stops caring less and less about school. He gets to the point where he finally says, fuck it, I'm going to drop out, and he drops out. But he's still living around all the same people. He's still hanging around the same people. Everyone's still going to school. Everyone's still doing exactly the same old thing. And so he says, fuck it, I'm going back. He's going back to school. But this time it's different. Instead of having a 1.8, he has a 4.0. And he keeps that 4.0. And then the first semester comes and he's happy because he has that 4.0. And the second semester comes and he fails one class. And his GPA goes down to a 2.8. But that's okay, because you can just make up the class. Then the next semester comes, and he fails another. And you're just realizing that you keep failing, and that it's just going to take you longer and longer and longer to graduate. And so you change the plan. And so you say, okay, if this is what's happening, let me adapt. Let me change. And that's what you do. And you sit down and you plan out a goal of life. And you reanalyze yourself and you rethink it and you reset it. And you start feeling better. And you feel more confident. And you're excited and you're stoked. But you still have to put up with all the bullshit before you can take a break. But all you really need is a break to sit down and reanalyze yourself. And regather yourself. Look, guys, we're all battling a fuck ton of shit. A lot of the main events that didn't happen in my life, I didn't put in this video. But a lot of fucked up shit that I go through on a daily basis. I don't even know if you're still watching this, and I don't even understand why you're still watching this, if you are. But if you are, just know that everybody struggles. And everybody has to put up with some type of thing. And on a daily basis, everyone is going through the same thing that you're going through. All the hurt, all the pain, all the anger, all the sadness, the person right next to you is going through the same thing. So if you, one person individually, can be happier and can do something to make that one person feel better about their day, then you've already made a positive change. You've already made a positive impact. And that one change that you did, that person will not go out and do. And it will be passed on forevermore. And passed on, and passed on, and passed on, and passed on. And the more and more of these that you do, the more and more of these that you do, the more and more of these that you do, the more and more of these that you do, because you get thousands and millions of opportunities. Every single day you get opportunities to do this. The more and more that you do, the better and better that we get as a society. This little kid has a dream. He has a vision. He wants to create something so big, so freaking ginormous, that everybody knows about it. That the whole world knows about it. The whole world knows the name. And the one thing that this kid stands for, the one thing that this kid wants to build, is a brand that cares about people, that cares about life, that cares about the planet, that cares about opportunity, that cares about the colored, that cares about the white, that cares about everyone and everything. And only cares for the betterment of society and of people and improvement of society and of people in whatever it is that that person wants to do. Yeah, guys. I just want to build. The little kid just wants to build something that everyone knows. Something that the whole world knows is good. Something that's a light for people. Something that will create homes, that will create jobs, that will create solar energy, that will create houses, that will change the world in dramatic ways. But before that little kid can do that, he has to put up with all the bullshit and all the day by day and all of the craziness in everything in life. And this little kid has to live life knowing that every day he will get shot down, pushed down, dragged down. But that little flame in him has to stay lit enough to fight through every single thing to the point where he can get there. And it may or may not happen, but that little kid is happy to go through that journey and see where it takes him. I don't know why I made this video, guys. I don't know what I hope to get out of it. I honestly don't know what the fuck is going on right now. I feel lost. I feel confused. I feel like I don't know what the fuck's going on in anything and everything that I'm doing. And I'm posting that to the public and for the world to see. I don't think anyone will see it because they will see the time on this and they'll be like, fuck. And I don't think that anybody really wants to sit down through something like this. But it's out there. I don't know. I really don't know anything. I just keep saying I don't know because I really don't know what else to say other than I don't know. So with that being said, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to the tube and press the little notification bar so that you can get a notification whenever I post the video. Because that would be dope. Also, if you want to share the video. Also, if you want to like the video. Also, if you want to post a comment. Or not. Do you. Whatever makes you happy. I'm out. Deuces!